Does that make
Yeah.
sense?
Yeah, I get what you're trying to say.
But no, I
And
don't.
I
Because
feel
of
we
my
need to,
feelings.
I feel we need to think of the positive steps that have been made today and not think of the negative ones. Like, you spoke to the
I binge
GP,
drink
GP's going to call
because
you
of my
back.
mental health. That's what I'm trying to say. I don't binge drink because I like the taste of alcohol. I like the feeling. It's to lift my mood because of my mental health. If I had something else, then I probably wouldn't go to alcohol.
Yeah, you binge drink, Angie. People used to say that about me. You binge drink. How can you stop? You got to have it for a bit. I didn't have it for 5 months. I had some overnight. But like, you can. It's binge drinking, isn't it? I feel like it's not
Which is
like.
probably worse, to be fair, because it's, but however, I don't need the alcohol. I need it for my mental health, though. And that's what I'm going to get help for.
Have you got PP? What's it called? BPD.
Yeah.
Angie, you see when you're saying it lifts up your mood, yeah?
Mm.
When you're drinking or whatever, you're not like you're you're a different person. It's not like you're drinking and you're bubbly and you're happy and you start
Yeah,
cussing
but
everyone.
I might not look it, but I feel happy inside. You know what I
You know
mean?
what I mean?
Maybe because it takes your problems away, doesn't it? It takes your problems. Well, you think it takes your problems away.
It doesn't take your problems
No,
away,
it
I
doesn't.
mean.
But at the time, you think it does. For the time being, it does. But
Oh, Jill, give it a rest, man, you fat
obviously, it's still going to
duffer.
be there the next day, right? Do you know what I mean?
See, this is what I mean about your supporters or your mods. Like, we're generally having a conversation. Yeah, oh, Jill's not your mod anymore, is she?
No, Jill, I don't know. It's my backup. I don't know. But the thing is, people say it's a depressant. I know that, but at the time, I feel differently. You know what I mean?
No.
Then you're echoing, Mad Helper.
Me?
Yeah, binge drinking is worse. But what I'm saying is, I don't need. People keep banging on about rehab. No, I need to fix my mental health. Yeah,
Yeah.
because that's a root of my problem, right? My mental health.
And I feel like
Drink.
concentrating on the positives is better than concentrating on the negatives.
Yeah.
Alcohol. We know alcohol doesn't help. I know that, but does it help at that time? Yes. But I know I'm going to still have the problems and all that the next day.
Do you know what? I've not even tried Dimple's Balls. Dimple's Balls are mad, aren't they? Apparently, I've not tried one of them.
You're crazy.
Yeah.
Who was it that got everybody on it? Because I know Luke's on it. Was
Yeah.
it me or was it you, Med? Was it you, Lady Joy?
No, I don't drink.
Oh, sorry. I thought you just said you.
No, I said you.
Oh, was it me? No, I'm sure it's somebody else that told me about it, though. Oh, Pearl. It was Pearl, because she
What was
told me
it?
about them. Yeah. They're bloody lethal.
For like, do you know what as well, yeah? Don't help sometimes as well. I'm not gonna lie, is gifting. Like, just in general, not even just to you. Like I feel like, Angie, sometimes these people are enabling and they're pushing you to you're pushing yourself and they're pushing you to an early grave, bro.
Yeah, but
Like,
this is what I'm trying to say to you.
this is wild.
About alcohol, no one enables you unless you've got someone say, "Come on, let's go to the pub," knowing,
Angie, they say to you, Angie, go get a buzzball. Like, we've seen it. Go get a drink, Angie. Go pour up. We've seen
Yeah,
it. That is enabling.
but you got to remember this is social media. They're not friends that I have off TikTok. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but they're saying, okay, so you're saying they're TikTok friends, but they're saying they're your real friends.
They're my real friends, but we've never met. I just don't think you can enable someone. Do you know? I hate that word. No one forces
What
me. I think you. Do you get what I'm saying? Like I'm passing the blame to someone. There's no one at fault but myself when it comes to alcohol. Then no one's pushing that down my throat. Do you know what I mean? I get where you're coming from as well, but my mods are not doing that. No one pushed me last night. I know. No, Patrick, is that you? You know you got this echo.
I've got an echo. How do I do
Yeah.
it?
Gotta make sure this is not on Do Not Disturb. I'm glad I changed my phone number though.
Have you
It's not-
changed it now, Ange?
Yeah, and I'm not giving it to anybody.
Okay.
Well,
I
I'll
was
give it
gonna
to my
say-
mods, people like yourself, like that I trust. Don't get me wrong.
I was going to say, please don't forget to give us your new number, for God's
Yeah,
sake.
I'll give it to you guys. Yeah, don't give it to Torian though, because she doxes me, man.
I don't give anybody's numbers out to anybody.
So when I rang you this morning, was that on your old number?
Sorry.
When
No,
I
that's
rang...
my WhatsApp is my old number.
Oh, right, yeah.
Yeah, this is yeah. Why are you blocking my comment? I haven't blocked your comment, Carol. What was your comment? You right there, Smiles?
Yeah, no, I'm good, Ange. I'm good.
Yeah,
just
Torian's
think-
speaks her mind. That's her opinion. She's entitled to that opinion. I just don't agree with her opinion.
I just think
no one
people need
forces
to...
me to drink. No one comes to my house and forces that alcohol down my throat. There's no one to blame but me.
Yes, you're right. You are to blame, 100%. But Angie, what I'm saying to you, all right, look, yeah. If I was to come on live right now and I'm intoxicated or I'm in that mood where, you know, everyone knows, all right, Torian's about to flip, and my mods are in there saying, go on, Torian, put some music on, grab yourself a drink of wine, and you know what I'm like, it is some sort of enabling because you're
They haven't
enabling
done
me.
that. When have they
But we
done
don't
that?
tell her to drink, though, Torian.
No, but I never said you lot are telling her to drink. I'm saying...
They are actually really good mods where they do actually call me. They're always calling me, messaging, "Are you okay? Call me," and all that kind of thing. But you don't see that. They don't have to be, you know, act like a martyr like some people do on this app and, you know, go into someone's box and, you know, and do it that way. They do it off TikTok.
This is what I was saying before, though.
Yeah.
This is exactly what I was
Would you
saying.
rather them do it for click? Because then they'll be called.
Hold on
clout.
1 second, Angie. I'm not... This is what I'm saying. I'm not stirring the pot
You said that
at all.
yesterday. I was very drunk yesterday.
I'm not stirring the pot, but sometimes Angie needs to hear it, bro. You lot want to pet and be like, oh, Angie, no, Angie. Shut up, man. Just shut up.
Yeah, but these people, right, my mods, they do it off TikTok. They speak to me off TikTok. I mean, what do you want them to put? Then they'll be called clout chasers. Oh, you're only doing it for the views. Why don't you?
Why does it need to be? Why does it need to
Why
be
does it
aired
always
on
have to be on
TikTok?
camera?
To be on TikTok.
Exactly.
But this is
The thing is, with Angie, look, Angie's whole life is TikTok. Yeah, sorry, Angie, but it's true. Angie's on TikTok all day. So it's going to be on TikTok in that sense because Angie's behavior displays is on TikTok. So when people are talking about it, they're going to talk about it because it's on TikTok. Do you get? So people are going to question, oh, why don't you not call her? Why don't you not? Do you get what I'm saying? Because it's on TikTok.
I get that, but people need to understand that as that might be the case, that things aren't done on TikTok for people to see everything that's being said and done. There's many a calls that go on off of TikTok. Like, there's many a times where, like, I've constantly called Ange and then she's answered and then she's come off TikTok and then went back and I chat. And the same with Attorney and Lynn's have been the main ones that Ange has spoken to off. Do you know what I mean? She's come offline and she's spoken to them and then she's spoken in a group chat with most of us. So I feel like people just want to see and have everything that goes on with Ange on TikTok, and that's not the case because, you know, things don't. We don't have to call Ange on TikTok and be like, right, Ange, come on, we've got to do this, we've got to do that, because sometimes it's not the right thing to do. Sometimes things need to be done offline.
Okay, so but whatever you lot are doing offline, it hasn't worked.
Well, it has because she's taken action this morning.
But that's not their fault. I mean, it's like when people suffer mental health, they get help and they don't get the right help or it's not helped, you know?
If me and Lady Di weren't in the box this morning, she wouldn't be calling the surgery.
So what I'm saying, right, is when people suffer mental health, yeah, they go and get help, right, whether they're under that crisis team or they go to a doctor. That does not always help them. So what is someone meant to do? It's not their fault. It's not helped. Just like it's not a doctor's fault if they're, you know, what they're doing or, you know, is not helping. So that's not. I don't think that's a very fair statement because there's many people that try and seek help but don't get help. They do get it, but it's not worked.
I just feel like everybody wants it done on TikTok.
I don't think it's anyone to blame. It's me that needs to get the help. Yeah, I can only help myself, to be fair. Yeah, they got my new number. They're going to use phone.
Can I ask you a question, Angie? What happened? Obviously, I wasn't around yesterday, literally. What happened? Like, what made you, like, what happened?
Well, yesterday...
You don't have to go into detail about what was said, but what made, like, what kicked it off? What happened?
Yesterday, I was really upset, and I was talking to Nick, not on the phone, but like voice notes and things. I was really upset. I just felt really low. I was starting getting these, like, they call them intrusive thoughts. Is that the right word? Intrusive thoughts?
Yeah.
So then I started to drink, and then I called out all my mods and said that they weren't there for me, you know, and all that, you know, when shit goes down, where are they? Those kind of things. That's what I said. I don't remember all of it, to be honest. I only remember bits and bobs. But, you know, I had a lot to drink.
FYP News Lucy said, can she get in the box?
You still sound... No, I'm just tired, Shazzy.
FYP News Lucy said she wants to let you know she wants the box.
You went for everybody. Yes, I know I went for everybody.
Morning, everyone. And I hope you're feeling better today.
Morning.
Just a quick one. Smiles, I know you're saying that you like to do things offline and stuff, and I fully appreciate that. And for everyone's sake, that's the best way. And I know not everyone's a fan of Toxic Dan. And I think he's like Marmite, you love him to hate him. But when he was in Angie's box last night and he was trying to encourage her to get offline, you was in the comments saying, no, Ange, stay online. And I just think that's really weird, because if you wanted to help her offline, then you would have encouraged her to come offline for a private phone call.
Right, do you know why I did that? Because one, he was being patronising, two, he was talking to her like a child, and three, he was being completely and utterly out of order. So you want someone to... And you'll come off TikTok when she wants to come off TikTok. You can't make her do anything she doesn't want to do. But
No, I get
her
that.
box yesterday was awful.
I get that. I do understand that. But in my eyes, and a lot of the people said the same in the comments, was that if he was happy, or if he was doing it in like a negative way or a positive way, whatever way he was doing it, if he could get her offline last night, it would have stopped some of the problems from escalating, and that would have been then when you mods could have stepped in and had a private phone call. I just thought what you just said there was a bit contradicting, that's all. And it's not just you. It's not just you. There was a few mods in the chat last night saying, no, Ange, stay on. And I think that was because of your view on Dan rather than what was best for Angie at the time.
You have the right to have your opinion, right? But what I'm going to say is that you need to understand that the whole time that Dan kept coming in and out of Angie's box, okay, all he did was make things worse. Angie even said to him at one point, no one controls me on what I can and cannot do. So what do you want us to do?
That was after.
But this is what I mean. What do you want us to do? Like, we can't win either way. We do the thing that we think we're doing the right thing by Ange, and 90% of the time that works. So if people don't like the way we spoke to Dan yesterday, then maybe they should be looking at the way he spoke to Angie.
That's not what I'm saying. And I'm not in here by any stretch of the imagination to wave a flag for Dan, because that's not what I'm here for. What I'm here for is, in one breath, people were saying, you're saying to Torian, you like to do things offline with Angie, which, oh my God, I completely agree. But if that was me or anybody, it's better to do something off the app than on, especially in a situation like last night. I 100% agree with that, and I'm not slating you for that at all. But whether someone is doing it in a negative or a positive way, if they're trying to say to someone, come offline, Ange, come offline, whatever your feelings on that person in the box is, if you support that, I'd be like, yeah, come off, Ange, come on. If one of you mods then jumped in the box and said, come on, we'll have a private chat, because Dan's already laid them seeds and you're then implanting them, it might have stopped a little bit of negativity last night. That's all I'm saying.
I mean, you have the right to have your opinion, okay? And I appreciate your opinion. But it's not because I don't like Dan, it's because of the way he is when he's in Angie's box. People seem to forget that when he's in the box, all he does is talk down to her. When Angie will come off the app when she wants to come off the app. I called Angie twice yesterday and spoke to Ange. I messaged her 3 times. Other mods had messaged her as well. And she wasn't happy with Dan when he came in the box either, because of what he was saying to her. So I appreciate your opinion. I appreciate your opinion.
Smiles. I think you're missing what Lucy, she's not saying like that Dan and Angie's, like, whatever, everyone argues, everyone goes back and forth. She's not saying that. What she's saying is, if you know that Angela, if you know Angela is in that state, yeah, why would you not still be encouraging her to stay live?
Because Angie wasn't coming off of TikTok yesterday. She didn't want to come off TikTok yesterday. When Dan came out of the box, okay, and he dropped down and he said, Pinky promise, she didn't want to come off the box. When we messaged her, I'm not coming offline. I'm staying online. So then you've got to think about, okay, well, Ange just don't want to come offline then. So what we're going to do, we're going to try and make things better while she's online without people coming in and being in the tone of voice that some people were.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying though. So as friends, yeah, because we've established that you lot are friends, yeah. As boundaries, I'm sorry. Sometimes you've got to call your friend and tell her, get the fuck off the fucking
What do you think we do? Angie, do we not call you?
I feel like how you lot do it is, Angie, come on, Angie. You know, Angie, like, just babying her, bro. Sometimes it needs to be that tough love. Like, Angela, if you don't fucking come off the live, I'm demodding myself and I'm going about my business. Do you know what I mean?
This is what I'm saying. You don't understand that, because that is exactly what we do offline.
So
we
you offline tell her, Angie, what the fuck are you doing? You're going to demod yourself.
Yeah, I have a few times, and so has Attorney, so has Linz, so has Ziana.
Oh, Angie, Linz
so
is
has
in
a few other mods. I just don't think that.
Hi, Linz.
Hi, can I just say, like, I'm not very well, but the thing about Dan is he did come in Angie's box and he was saying loads of stuff, but he did later on to go in P's box and brag about how he wound Angie up and how he's like, thank me for her kicking off. So he can't like have a best interest at heart by like winding up and then coming in a box and telling her to come off live. Like he was literally laughing about it when they were come to, and I saying you can thank me for winding her up because I dropped like the bombshell or something on her, and that's what I'm saying. Like there's many times I've been in Angie's box and said, oh Angie, come off live, come on, we'll have a group call, we can't jump through the screen and turn that fucking live off. Like that's what I'm saying. And then like I can see comments saying, why doesn't mods do this, why doesn't mods do that? Like Angie's a 50-year-old woman, like what else can we fucking do? Do you know what I mean?
No, and I'm not saying that you can do anymore, because I'm not being horrible. I'd hate to be a mod because I think it's a bloody impossible job. Let's be honest, whatever you do is never going to be right, and you're always going to upset someone. But my point is, and it's not, as I said, I'm not waving a flag and down. I'm just saying, Smiles is saying she'd rather do stuff offline, which, as I said, I fully appreciate. However, regardless of whether Dan was being patronising, nice, not nice, underhand comment, going in someone else's box after, if he was going to convince Angie to come off last night, he could have been doing that. But meanwhile, there's people in the comments like Smiles and other mods. I'm just saying Smiles because it was the one I replied back to. So I'm not digging you out, Smiles. Was that, no, don't listen to him, Ange. You stay on. Do what you want to do. Don't listen to him, Ange. And putting loads of laughing faces. Now, that could have been the incentive to start pulling her offline. Regardless of your feelings on Dan or whatever he did after, that could have been the starting point to bring her offline last night.
Well, I wasn't there at the time, but there's been many times when Angie's done a lot worse on live when we have tried to get her off, like TikTok. So, I come off, like, trying to get her off the live. But you just can't, like, it's just like Angela's saying, why does Linz want to make something a lot worse than it is? It's just like me jumping in the box going, oh, Angie, this, going on to another live of our haters who were busy coming to her while she's having a breakdown on live, going, well, thank me. You can't say Dan's a fucking martyr because he's the one that was bragging that he wound Angie up.
Dan in her box, I don't know, I'm not talking about it before, earlier on in the day, but about 8:30 last night, did you watch Dan in her box then?
I can't remember because I was on and off TikTok last night.
I said I don't think anyone's to blame but myself. There's no one to blame here. And I don't know why people... I can get everyone's point in that, you know what I mean? But, my mods do talk to me off TikTok, but I don't feel it's anyone's fault, you know?
I feel like sometimes, though, you got to do more than talking. I feel like action sometimes, like... Do you know what
remember also, people have done worse than what I've done or said, right?
Angie...
Like, doxing numbers, doxing addresses, and you've got people in there praising it, thinking it's funny, hilarious, but they don't get the same energy. They don't get the same energy when they say the worst of the worst on this app. And they do. Please don't say that they don't, because they do. But they don't have the same energy. They don't get the same energy. And I don't know, why that is, really. And